Good morning, everyone. Today is January the 10th, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. We are going to start with SPY this morning, and this looks like it's going to be a breakaway. So I'm going to put an adjustment of what I want for us to consider in the first hour of the day. We're going to see if it breaches and then collapses to figure out what we're going to do next. But we've got some adjustments that we need to make in both the SPY and the Qs. So let's think about what's actually going to happen here. Let's take a look. See, we've got these higher lows and this edge staying as the high. So continued pressure is on this levy that's sitting here at 475. So my suspicion is a blow off expansion that then fades. So that's why I want to wait and see. What are the numbers to watch? Well, above 474, we get to 476 and then 477.50. Going to draw a line for that one. Right, and that would be 477.60. That would be the test of the all-time high. All right, and we do have the CPI tomorrow and the PPI. We've got a few things going on in the Red Sea, but nobody seems to care. It is what it is, right? A lot of times we get desensitized to war, and that is certainly what we're seeing in the markets. Now, as we take a look at the other side, what might happen if this is not a blow-off top? The very likely event is that it's going to come into the 473 area, and then potentially, let me remove this line, it's not obeying me, potentially come back into heavy congestion. This was my thought in general, but we've got definitive presses to the upside. Listen, it's on lighter volume, but charts are going to go where they're going to go. It's staying there that makes the difference. And so what we're watching is this blow off top. Numbers below 473.38. Below 472, the buyers are really going to get nervous. So I would say that's the stopping point for thinking about anything long. And then, of course, we're looking at 470 and then 468. Above 470, 490, 475, 476.30, 477.60. All right, let's take a look at the Qs. Same sort of thing, only it's definitely trending, but it's also in a rising wedge, right? And so that gives us this potential resistance zone. That's where it's stalling out right now, but pullbacks are still buy zones. Heavy pressure seems to be now at, instead of 404.70, it looks like it's maybe 405.20, something like that. That is what we're going to look at. I think mortgage applications just came out. Obviously not doing much of anything to tell us one way or the other, but it could come out later. I'm truly not sure. So what do we want to look at? Listen, higher lows, higher highs, pullbacks or buy zones, filling of the gap at the 405.90. Once we get up above there, more bullish pressure, 406.50, 407.75, 410 to 409 to 410, right? Those are the areas that we're just simply walking up into the heavy congestion. That is definitely what we are seeing. Let's see what's happening with oil. We had kind of a rowdy overnight in the Red Sea, not doing much of anything, right? It did bounce off of the 70 as I suspected. It is running up the chain as I suspected. So where are we headed next? Into the heavier congestion of 73.30 to 73.78. That is my thought. It's going to get a little noisy at 73. I'd wait for it to pull back and give you a little bit of room, and then the bounce pressure on the way back up to the north at 74. Pullbacks are buy zones here unless we lose 72. Actually, it's more like 71.80, something like that. If we lose 71.80, there is very likely more selling pressure that's going to come in. All right, let's take a look at the ES. You know, a lot of us trade this, especially if you watch Topstep TV. This is a little bit sideways, same sort of breakaway formation, folks. Up above 4804, traders are getting very excited about punching to the north. All right. Now, I did not really expect us to get up here, but we did, and then faded. Now we're trying again. So far, one, have we failed to hold higher? Yes. Have we broken support? No. And so all of this says pullbacks are buy zones. Where is the ideal buy around here? This morning, they seem to be gravitating near 47.86. So you want to watch 47.86 and then see it come into the area. That will be a very nice buy spot. You want to pay attention to it and see if it holds. All right, above 48.03 to 48.20. And then 48.35 if we're just looking at heavy congestion tests. All right? Something like that. Below 47.86, it would be below the pre-market low as it sits. It's going to grind into this area, but again, dips are buy zones here. The overall motion is very sideways, so you're going to find edges giving you the best bet. So wait for those edges and don't act simply because you want to, unless you're scalping. All right. And that is a completely different thing. Here are the cues really strengthening up, just massive move to the upside here. This wick is the stall out zone, right? The wick from over here. Let's pull this down so it doesn't interfere right there. And so above the pre-market high, we've got ourselves a move back into and over 17,000. I would imagine a big fight at 17,000. And then a potential punch to the upside and a move, perhaps back down into heavy congestion. All right, that is my thought at the moment. Right now, very bullish, pullbacks are buy zones. Okay, we see the levels, you know them. Below the zone of 16,791, buyers are going to get more nervous, sellers are going to get more excited. Punch down into these lower areas. So come right into your 5 minute or so once the market starts behaving badly, right? Something like this. What do you want to do? You want to telegraph down into a tighter time frame to see, am I breaking the support or am I holding the support? When we break the support, you look for the first test up that does not hold and you're in business for the short. That's the way you get in with the strong hand. All right. Otherwise, you're scalping and it's just weak hand behavior. All right. Take care, everybody. See you on the platforms.